northeast, in the northwest. And in fact, when some people were kidnapped, the kidnappers would say, hey, you bring your ransom, but also bring us a brand new bike. Remember that? So there were security challenges because of these vehicles, right? These modes of transportation. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, how exactly is this, one, going to improve the security of that area? And two, what is the impact, the lives of the people in this area? Now, if you know anything about Ikwerre local government area, talking about those communities that make up that particular place, particularly when you are moving away from Igrita all the way, to Ishokbo, for example, Big Elele and Small Elele, the boundaries there, you have to ask yourself, how many vehicles, normal taxis, ply those routes? Don't forget, the reason why these tricycles are very common and popular is because of their fuel efficiency. It's a small tank. You can squeeze about 4 people inside and it will take you from point A to point B. Usually preferable for short distances within communities. Take, for example, inside River State. Inside Port Harcourt Metropolis, there are certain communities, certain areas that without tricycles, without aka kekes, people can't move from point A to point B. One, the roads are bad. Two, you don't have taxis or buses ply that route. Why? Because the roads are bad. Comprende? You understand the point? All right, good. So now, get back to the question. What effects do you think this ban is going to have on the good citizens of Ikwerre local government area?
Stimulating and insightful conversations. Hello, Port Harcourt. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
As always, do well, turn down the volume of your radio set. Refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments. If you didn't see it or hear it, please do not make unsubstantiated and unverified claims, please. And very importantly, do not make inciting statements. It's not the first time in this country that a certain mode of vehicular transport had been restricted for security reasons. And now the question once again has to be asked, is this a justifiable solution to tackling insecurity? And the biggest one of all the questions that people have been asking or will probably ask is this: how is this ban going to impact on the lives and livelihoods of those in the affected area? In this case, it's not even a restriction, it's an outright ban. In this case, you have to ask, how will it affect the people of Ikwerre local government areas, particularly those people in the rural communities? Like I made mention, you don't have a lot of taxis moving around, particularly when they are going into the the smaller communities or the villages. You don't have a lot of vehicles, right? So in quotes, keke is the primary means of transport because you can use it. I've seen women carry their produce from the farms. Some of you, I've even seen people who were moving houses, putting mattresses and stuff on these vehicles to get from point A to point B. Now that there's a ban, what's going to happen? 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. There's a call screener. Please use the call screener. All right, so we can have a great conversation with you. Then on social media at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on X and on Facebook at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on X and on Facebook. One more time, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Kinsley is on the line. Kinsley, good morning to you. Welcome. Kinsley is speaking to us from Elioani. Go on, please.
Okay, my take is I'm very happy with this drastic step the governor have taken, the local government chairman have taken, Dr. Samuel Nosiki. But my concern is this: it's going to affect most of the dwellers there, because of most of them are farmers, and some of them come from a far distance, convey their goods down to the farms, and some of them I know quite well the insecurity proposes over there is much. It's really much. But for me, my own thing that been the local government chairman would have increased the capacity of the security men over there.
Okay.
At least, yes. If you could have done that, it would have been more better. Because banding the tricycle, it will enhance, it will bring in another of kind of unemployment to the youths. Most of them that are using it for legit business. You understand what I mean? So, and another thing again is them as well. Those people that are using it for bad purposes. That is people that they are going to. I mean, like if they would have had something like a union, those people would have been able to sanction those ones that is not, or maybe have like the area I'm living. They have particular registrar. They register most of the keke that is living around this area.
Okay.
So if such things is going on, they can be able to detect the security. I mean, like whatever they would detect those people that is not around that area. That is my own take.
All right, Kinsley, thank you very much. Kinsley speaking to us from Elioani this morning. Good morning, Jude. Every single time something goes wrong, they ban. When we did now ban vehicles, when vehicles are still used for kidnapping, we need to be more proactive rather than reactive. All right, thank you very much. That's from Casey. All right, we're going to go on a quick break. And when we come back in about 3 minutes, we get to hear more of your thoughts. Calm down. Let me give you a chance to, as it were, gather your thoughts, put them properly, arrange them, send us a message, or as you prepare to speak to us, I'd like to have you mashing them out quickly because there are so many callers so far on the line. Can't take all of them at the moment. But when we return, we will engage as much as we possibly can. Good morning.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Rivers, talking about business and in particular taking your thoughts on the recent ban of tricycles, aka keke, in the Ikwe local government area. Now, this is coming off the back from comments by the chairman, Dr. Samuel Wanosike, who says that operations of commercial tricycles, popularly called keke nape, has been banned by the local government security council. All right, and he spoke to our correspondent Emeka Otuka, and this is what he had to say.
In reviewing our security architecture, we have found need to extend the ban to the keke because the same crime and inconveniences Okada were causing to increase the crime wave in the Ikoro local government. Keke have been confirmed to be involved in it. As we speak, 4 boys who are specializing in stabbing and killing people and taking away their bikes were arrested yesterday in Iguruta. They also have confessed of getting involved in kidnapping and that their mode of transporting their victims is keke.
So it's keke, but I think it's pretty clear that another mode of transporting kidnapped victims is the motor car, right? And this happens all over the world. I mean, all over the world, everywhere in the world, people at some point have used vehicles to kidnap, to assassinate, to rob. Oh yes, getaway vehicles. Use all of that. Any vehicle that can gather speed real quick is going to be fancied by somebody who has a nefarious intention. The question is, this is going to affect those in that community right now. There was a time when motorcycles, aka bikes, were banned all across the state, and that led to what you now have the spread of tricycles. They were seen as safer, and based on physical appearance, they are safer than people going on bikes from Choba all the way to Jerry those days. All right, but tricycles are not allowed to do that. They are meant to operate in certain areas, smaller communities. In this case, now that this ban has been effected, with all the challenges from bad roads to poor transport connectivity and all of that, the question is, how is it going to affect those in that area? Prince is in Rumokuta. Let's get to hear from Prince. Prince, good morning to you, please.
Yeah, my brother, how are you today?
Very well, thank you for calling us, Prince. Go on, quickly.
From what I heard from your news, now it showed that the ban is based on security concerns.
Mm-hmm.
And they have banned Okada before, now keke. I think we know that keke is not a fast-moving vehicle. So banning keke, what about those who are surviving through keke, using keke as transport? There are thousands, if not tens or hundreds of thousands. What is the plan of the government regarding such people? Because of few kidnappers.
Well, you can't say few because a life is precious. People who have spent life savings, people who have been terrorized, some of them have even lost their lives. We cannot measure that to the fact that it's just one or two.
And
as long as it's one.
Out of hunger and frustration are more in number than those who are being kidnapped. The whole thing boils down on the failure of government. They have failed their responsibilities and they are trying to inflict more pains and suffering on the people. It shows they are clearly clueless. So they will see ban private cars and public cars too. They should prepare to ban everything. But only them will now moving on the road. Only them that cover will now moving on the road.
Prince.
Go elsewhere in all parts of the world. Are they banning anything? There are ways, cameras, manning everywhere properly with cameras. You capture every climate going on.
But these are more rural, Prince. I understand that narrative, but these are more rural areas, in Port Harcourt. Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your conversation station.
Stimulating and insightful conversations. Hello, Port Harcourt. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Well, we have Ibiso on Odili Road and Prince in Woji who is standing by. Ibiso, let's hear from you quickly, please.
Okay, about the ban of keke by the local government chairman. To me, people shout that no means of transportation. The initial stage will suffer it, but at the end of the day, everybody are used to the keke and the taxi.
But
Ibiso,
you do know that there are still parts of River State where motorcycles still operate. If you get to Choba Junction, for example, between Choba and people who are getting to Rumuji, they use motorcycles. There are very few taxis that apply that route because the road is bad.
Jude, I know. But let me tell you one thing, Jude. Even in Lagos, there are some areas that they are still using Okada. And now, go to the action that the chairman is taking. To me,
it's working.
It's a good action, but I know time coming, they will consider them and bring them back.
Okay, all right. That's Prince of Wajib. Prince, if you can, please do return the call. Now, let's get to your messages now. WhatsApp 0809 6416 0809 6416. Somebody's asking you, how many years did you spend in school? Medical course you studied? No, it wasn't medical course. After school, I was still around because, I was trying to get a job. So for a long time, couldn't get a job. Was moving around, place to place, sometimes staying in my house then, in my family friend's house, sometimes 2-3 months, not a single call. I sent emails everywhere, went for interviews everywhere. So yeah, that was what happened. Now, Jude, Keke will still operate. They will still operate there. The only difference is that the police will make a windfall from those allowed illegally to operate by policemen on the road. You remember what happened during the COVID ban on transportation? The policemen were rejoicing now as this is their own palliative. Charles is saying, Ohakwe is speaking to us from Omerilu this morning. Yes. Ohakwe, good morning to you, please.
Yes, good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
This is Albert Ohakwe calling from Omerilu community.
Thank you for joining us, please.
It's my pleasure. Yes. I want to make an impute concerning the recent development.
Okay, please, can you step away from your radio set or you turn it off, please, please?
Yes, I want to make an impute concerning the recent development by the executive chairman of the political government.
Okay.
Yes, it's a welcome development in the sense that it has to do with lives, human beings. Because you don't tell me that, like most people who have said, it's going to affect the livelihood of the operators. How? When the chairman has looked into it, that it has to do with lives of people. So it's a welcome development.
But the operators themselves.
These are the means where these hoodlums used to operate. To cause mayhem in the society.
Okay, I agree with you.
The chairman has seen it as a way of maybe curbing the menace. It's a welcome one.
Okay, all right. Amaobi is in Rumokoro. Amaobi, good morning to you, please.
Good morning, my brother Jude.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
I've been listening to this conversation. They banned Okada. They started using Keke. If they ban Keke and they change to motor using vehicle, will they ban all the cars? When a clueless people are ruling, they don't think before they act.
I wouldn't want to say they're clueless. I can understand. I can understand the emotions, but there's a justification, and it's not just the first time. It's happened in other local government areas in this country where tricycles and motorbikes have been banned for one reason or the other. But from your own standpoint, you are in Rumoko right now. I don't know if you're from the Ikwe local government area in this state, but what exactly do you think is going to happen to those areas? How do you think it's going to affect those who are in those rural communities?
Thank you, my brother. The people are not considering the masses that are feeding from hand to mouth. The problem is not Keke. The problem is not Okada. The problem is not even using car or truck. If you block this one, they will use another one. The problem is for them to sit up with security agencies, not to look for money to enter their pocket, but to do their work. Police is not fighting any crime. What police is looking is how to block people to collect money. The crime is not the Keke, is not the car, neither is it Okada. The crime are human beings without standard security strategy. If they ban Keke, those criminals will go and buy one small car and continue their work. The main thing is to attack them, look for people. During the election, they use cultism, people that are hard to carry foreign box. After election, those people go to dungeon and start terrorizing people. They should solve the problem from the root, not banning Keke.
Okay. All right.
Thank
I'm
you.
out from Mukoro. Thank you very much. This is not about banning the tricycles. I don't understand this ban of a thing. The chairman is asking now, and I'm very sure we'll probably get our man to get to ask this question of the LGA boss. Chairman, what is your alternative means for transportation for your people? Confidence for Mozuzu Eche is asking. So tricycles are banned. Now, once again, if you've never been towards, or if you've not been to the area in particular, talking about Igruta, all the way down to, like I said, Ishoku, for example, those are some of the communities that make up the Ikwe local government area. If you've never been there, it's a mixed batch, So from the major expressway, the road looks wide, it's great, but the feeder roads that take you into the various communities, the various villages, are not so wide. And there are shortcomings. In fact, if you remember, when we get to the power updates in a few short minutes, that area is one of the areas where they've not had power for almost 2 years. Talking about the parts of Ikwe local government area, they've not had power for almost 2 years. Clement is speaking to us from NTA Road. Clement, good morning to you, please.
Good morning.
Hello, Clement. Hello, can you hear us, please?
Yes, sir.
The line from your end is not clear. It keeps getting interrupted. Would you do us a favor and call again, please, so that we can have a great conversation with you? There's a lot of interference there. I'm not surprised that he could hear me, but we couldn't hear him, and obviously that's not going to be great for radio. Do apologize. Network service provider challenges. Please bear with us. Right, Facebook and X at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on that platform. That's Facebook, and also on X at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. My question is, what are the likely effects of the ban in the LGA? Talking about the Ikwe local government area, what exactly do you think of the ban? In Ahoda, it is a restriction. All right. Once again, in Ahoda, it is a restriction. That's for motorbikes. Right. It is a restriction. Over there, it's 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. So between 8 p.m., that's 8 in the evening, and 6 a.m. in the morning, your motorcycle should not be on the road. We don't want to hear the sound, see the light bulbs. But in Ikwere, it's an outright ban. Clement is back. Clement, thank you very much. Apologies for the inconveniences.
Yeah, I hope it's better now.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Well, let me just go straight to the point. You see, for me, I think the step that the local government chairman has taken, I would call it a cosmetic solution. Something that is being addressed from the surface. Like other callers have said, vehicles, sedan, jeep, or even pickup, or whatever vehicle that have 4 tires are also used in committing crime. Please, when are they going to ban Jeep or Mazda or Golf? When are they going to ban these cars too? Because we've also heard security can also tell us, or the police can also tell us, that cars are also used
for perpetrating crime. Yes.
Moving their victim from point A to point B. Why Keke only? When we say that the government are not thinking the way they should think, it's not that we don't know what they are saying. It's because when it affects the common man, they are quick at taking decisions like this. But when it's something that has to do with them, it's cool and it should continue like that. So for me, I think like that's the way they have what is it called? I don't want to call them touts. These people that goes about to destroy people's property. They should also have the police aspect of that. That is the same local government they have OSPAC. And the same OSPAC is still in operation. I don't know if they ban it. So if they have those kind of actions and see that it's continuing, it means they should also go back and ask, what are we not doing right? And not doing that to stop the means of transportation that people are using. You know? So that's what I think.
All right, Clement speaking to us from NTA Road. WhatsApp messages now. Let's get to read a few before we get back to the phone lines. Keep your calls coming. Good morning, Jude. The banning tricycle is in the right direction, but you see, it is not only tricycle. Some taxi drivers as well use their vehicles for one chance, of which I've been a victim twice along Ada George, Ajip and Abacha Road. It is on the high increase now because even my colleagues have been victimized. Government really needs to do something about it. Hadassah with that comment. Thank you very much, Hadassah. Destiny says, let's put it this way. We have a problem to tackle, and I think of an idea to tackle that problem. The first thing I should be thinking about before implementing such an idea is to weigh the advantages and disadvantages attached to that idea. If the disadvantages more than the advantages, then I haven't thought of another idea to bring the disadvantage to the minimum, then I should not think of implementing such an idea. That's what the chairman has done. It is a good idea, though the negative impact would be more than the positive impact he's trying to achieve. Thank you very much. All right, Destiny in Port Harcourt. So, trying to curb security challenges, try to restrict movement, and now the window of their activities. But Destiny is saying, is it advantageous to the generality of the public? Particularly, you see, if this was inside Riverside, a lot of people are not bothered because most people use buses, taxis these days to move around. Like I said, it's usually in smaller areas, that you find motorcycles and keke. You get to, let's say, part of Woji, for example, you'll find keke because, it's a small community. So moving around, you won't have a lot of buses and taxis moving for a short distance to ferry people along. So those tricycles make sense. But if you stop them for one reason or the other, what then could happen? Walter is speaking to us from Rukbok. Walter,
yes,
welcome.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, Walter.
Yes. Banding of keke and I don't know. Is it keke or motorcycle? Which one are we talking about that one is ban in the local government?
It is the tricycle, aka keke.
Tricycle, keke?
Yes.
What? That will not solve the problem.
You sure about that?
You ask me. It can't solve the problem. Yes, I'm looking at if the tricycle, the keke riders are being monitored. Monitored, I mean, from local government to the communities. How many keke are operating within your jurisdiction? They will take their numbers, and anytime the keke have loaded, the people there that collect tickets from the local government or the community people, they have representatives. They have to take the numbers of those people, the keke riders, and if they have committed any offense, they will know. That thing, I think that's the best way to do. So, not ban the keke.
Okay.
Assuming that they have banned the keke in that area, the people at that area, they will suffer now.
Andy is in Elena. Andy, good morning to you, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I think, in my own opinion, I think the government from the federal, state, and even the local should be more concerned that young men in their productive youth are taken into driving for riding bikes, take care, and even into crime just to put food on the table. If you go out now, you see the number of young people who their only means of survival is riding bikes, take care, even minibus. So now, if you check the trend, they ban bikes, those guys move to riding take. And now they are saying keke should be banned. The next one now we are expecting is the minibus that is being used. After that one, it should be maybe a normal car that will be banned. But I think we are kind of sad that we are expecting government to think critically. This is the problem we are having in this part of the world. People just put the cart before the horse. If you check the trend of what is happening, you put a stop, you ban exportation of rice, everything banned, without thinking at the root cause of what is going on. Thank you, my brother.
Okay, all right. Andy doesn't think the ban is the solution. Okay, all right. Let's get to Facebook now and read some comments on our Facebook portal. We have Prince in Rumokuta standing by. Prince, just give me a few seconds. Please, about the security concerns within Ikwe, it seems the whole people living at... Okay, this is a long one. Prince says, I don't see the rationale behind the ban of the keke because kidnapped victims were transported using keke. So they had cars and moving them would have banned cars as well. This is not a good strategy for me, Prince Basa. Prince, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
Good morning, Prince. Rap Ibiso standing by Audley Road. Prince, go on.
There is one troubling thing in this whole banning business. That the ban tricycle or kada will not still make the kidnappers not to use it to transfer their victims to their camps. Just to stop them. They will still use it, drive it, and go to where they are going to. The problem is that the government of the day is not doing the right thing.
So what is the right thing? What is the right thing? What is the right thing?
The right thing is, since they have seen that keke is a popular thing to use today, it should be to profile all keke operators and bring task force to monitor them. As you come in the morning, you show that you are a registered keke in that area. When you know at your profile, you will not do anyhow with the keke now. These are that simple. Banning keke will plunge more people into kidnapping business. They have more people to combat. Their business in Nigeria here is to inflict suffering on the people. Make sure you do something they're not happy.
Well, that's not exactly true. Nobody wants the people to be unhappy, so that they would kick them out. You have to make them happy. Ibiso, all right. Thank you for your patience. Let's hear from you, please.
Yes. Okay. The solution.
Ibiso. Hi, Ibiso. I'm sorry. Hello, Ibiso. Hello, Ibiso. No, the line is very poor, Ibiso. I'm sorry, I have to let that go. The line is very poor. I have to apologize about that, please. 08179230002. 08179230007 at Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. I do believe we have a post on X. I need to go on find out what's going on X. Please, that's Twitter, by the way. It's at Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH. That's where you find us. Please, join the conversation on that platform as well. Please, at Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH. All right, messages now before we get back to the phone lines. This one here says banning the keke is a step in the right direction, but the question is, how far is the direction going to lead? Sometimes an immediate reaction is needed, but then a long-term solution should also be provided. What other alternatives are there for those people in Ikwe local government area to go to their farms, to come to Port Harcourt? Are there buses? Are there vehicles? Do they even have good roads? Let's start with that. Banning the tricycle is great. We've seen how terrible motorcycles were in Port Harcourt and other cities in the country. But what other alternatives are there? That's a good question. What other alternatives are there? Braid is in Oginibag. Braid, good morning to you, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, the way I look at it, yes, it's good to ban them. But what as a palliative measure, the government of the day or the local government council is putting on ground? We also have these mini buses. Is the council ready to buy these mini buses, as many as they could buy, so that the people will not suffer for transport? Because this thing is the transportation system. So for me, it's not just you to just get up in a morning like this and you have banned Okada, you have banned Keke. Yes, so checkmate some unnecessary criminality is okay. But before you do that, there should be another measure for the people so that the people will not suffer untold achieve. So that is why I look at it. They should be able to look out for the mini buses, buy as many as so that that mini buses will apply the road so that they help the people.
Okay.
That's my take.
All right, great. Thank you very much. All right, that's the much we will take. We have a break coming up shortly in just about a minute. I want to thank you for joining us on the conversations. Now, I don't support the ban on keke. Yes, keke can be used for kidnapping, but to be honest, the rate is low compared to normal cars. Port Harcourt is one of the towns where taxis don't have their colors, blue and white. Keke speed can hardly reach 80 kilometers an hour. So, for what I know, keke are not always on the highways. And keke is for short distances. My suggestion is to regularize transportation in River State. Any commercial keke, bus or taxi should be painted and have a number written on them. Thank you. Remember we had the conversation last year, was it early this year? And someone brought this up that, many of the transportation vehicles here are not regulated. They are not. As always, thank you for joining us, and we hope to get maybe some responses from the local government boss, at least in response to some of the suggestions and comments made. Good morning.
At ARM, we understand